Well, good Thursday morning, everybody. And it's a beautiful, beautiful day out there. So, at least here in Lake City. So please get out and get some fresh air today. Enjoy this weather. You never know when the weather's going to change in the Midwest. So it is Thursday. So remember, tonight we do have the drive-through communion from 5 to 5:30. So if you're in the local area and you want to come through and be given communion, tonight's the night. So 5 to 5:30, south side of the church. All right. So today it's Thursday. It is September 17th, and we're in the 5th chapter of Luke. We're going to look at verses 12 to 16 today. Jesus cleanses a leper. It's a story that I'm pretty sure all of you know. It's a very familiar story. It's a story that we can garner a lot of different lessons from this bit of scripture. So let's take a look. Chapter 5 in Luke's Gospel, verses 12 to 16. Once, when he was in one of the cities, there was a man covered with leprosy. When he saw Jesus, he bowed with his face to the ground and begged him, "Lord, if you choose, you can make me clean." Then Jesus stretched out his hand and touched him and said, "I do choose. Be made clean." Immediately the leprosy left him, and he ordered him to tell no one. "Go," he said, "and show yourself to the priest, and as Moses commanded, make an offering for your cleansing, for a testimony to them." But now more than ever the word about Jesus spread abroad. Many crowds would gather to hear him and to be cured of their diseases. But he would withdraw to deserted places and pray. So, okay, we got a lot going on here. And oftentimes what's really accentuated about this or focused upon in this scripture is Jesus' compassion. The compassion that Jesus has for this man. Leprosy, as we know, could have been a variety of different skin diseases in that time. They kind of lumped them together and called them lepers or leprosy. But one thing in common is they were considered unclean for a number of reasons. First of all, because they had a disease, and that's the uncleanliness for the Hello, Stephanie. Good to see you again. I see Stephanie popped up on here. So they're unclean for a number of reasons because of they're ceremonially unclean, but there's a word they had an understanding at least of that things were contagious and that you might you might get sick if you came in physical contact with this person. So therefore they were supposed to stay a certain distance away and cry out unclean, unclean, and not let people approach them so that people knew not to get too near them. But here Jesus reaches out and touches the man, especially perhaps in this time of COVID and all of this where we can't get near our relatives, especially if the relative is ill. You can't go visit them in the hospital if they're sick with anything, but especially with COVID. You can't get into the nursing homes for fear that we might contaminate. So that physical touch, that physical contact is something that we're really missing, and we really have a desire for and right now, because even among we're not supposed to be hugging and shaking hands at church, which is something that's normally done in our churches. So we're really having this need for this ability to at least shake hands, fist bumps, or what have you. It's something that's really missing, and we cannot perhaps understand and relate a little better at this point in time to what's going on with the leper, because that's forbidden. You cannot do that. But Jesus does. So he shows this incredible compassion for this man. And again, that's what's many times really focused upon. But there's more going on here than just that. First of all, when the man sees Jesus, he bows with his face to the ground and he begs Jesus, "If you choose, you can make me clean." It's not a demand, is it? It's an act of humility. And he is humbling himself before Christ. He bows down and he does not phrase it. It is heal me. It's like you can heal me if you choose. Make me clean. If you choose, you can make me clean. He knows. He has faith. He understands and he realizes that Jesus has the power to heal him. He knows this. It's not a matter of can you. He doesn't go. Did you say, hey man, can you make me better? Can you do that? As in, do you have the ability? No, he says, I know that you can, and he comes in an act of humility and faith. And also, there is the story of obedience here. Not only in the act of humility, being obedient, but in that when Jesus tells him what to do, he does it. He goes and does it, to go to the temple and to show himself to the priest. So we have that act also of obedience, the message of obedience here. It's interesting, Jesus tells him not to tell anyone, but to go and to show the priest, so that it's witnessed to the priest. Let's see, for a testimony to them, a testimony to the priest about Jesus' power. That's interesting, isn't it? I'm not going to really elaborate upon that, but it's kind of a point to the priest that, hey, look, you're not doing your job, but I'm doing your job for you. And so the word spreads more, and the interesting is Jesus is in a city. He's left Capernaum, hasn't he? I didn't mention that at the beginning, but he's left Capernaum. He's out and about. He's moved on, like he said a couple days ago that he was going to do. He couldn't just stay there. You can't just hold on to me to yourself. I've got other places to go. And so he's done that. He's out and about, as they say. He's spreading the word, spreading the love. And the final thing is, of course, in verse 16 there, where he says, but he would withdraw to deserted places and pray. In Luke's gospel, we see Jesus praying a lot, don't we? Jesus is quite prayerful in Luke's gospel. And it's a message here to us that we too need time to recharge. We too need to spend that time in prayer. So that's the final, I think, message that I see in these few verses in chapter 5 of Luke's gospel. Compassion, humility, faith, obedience, and that all of us need to recharge and renew. So, especially when we're going through so much stress as we are right now, it may seem like we're doing a lot of resting, but there's a lot of angst and anxiety going on, and so we do need to spend more time in prayer than ever. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Please come see us in the morning, and if you're in Lake City, absolutely come by and see me for communion, south side of the church, 5 to 5:30. All right? Have a blessed day, as I say, and as always, please be a blessing to someone today. See you all later.